welcome to Hands Across the Sea House. The invasion of the Yank has started, all one of him. And Serena was extremely cross when she discovered that he wasn't 18 as we all thought, but 13. Boy, was she cross. And the moral of that story is always write numbers very clearly, particularly when you're sending a fax. But then she discovered that Grayson had an older brother, and suddenly Grayson wasn't so bad after all. So what am I still doing wearing camouflage kit? I must go and change into a butterfly. My color scheme today takes its inspiration from a painting by Monet. Or maybe it was a can of air freshener. Can't remember which.
Now, there's really only one rule for survival in this establishment, Grayson.
Don't eat the flapjacks.
Pardon me? Very occasionally, Mum goes on a healthy biscuit kick and makes flapjacks.
Definitely not recommended.
Unless you have something that needs tiling.
I understand. It sounds like the ideal accompaniment to my dad's bechamel sauce. You could chisel that into an attractive garden ornament. It's just about the right color, you know, for one of those rabbits staring up at the moon.
Grayson, are you all right?
Sure. I was just describing my dad's cooking. What's this one's name?
Merrylegs. I really wanted a pony. And this one's called Nutmeg.
I don't have any pets. It's difficult when you have a mom who worries about homestyle. Homestyle and pets don't exactly go hand in paw.
So what's this project you've got to do for school?
It's history. You have a lot of that in this country. Well, it's history and archaeology, really.
Yes.
Stone circles. We could choose our own topic.
Stone circles is in Stonehenge.
Exactly. I want to get my school project written up as fast as I can, and then get to work on my own project.
What's that?
Promise you won't tell. My novel.
You're writing a novel?
My second. Science fiction. Stonehenge features heavily in it. So I need to get the feel of the place, add some local color, and then add some aliens.
Funny you should mention aliens.
Really?
I've got to do a prepared speech for school. I could go for broke and do one about aliens.
To boldly go, these are the voyages of the USS Guinea Pig.
Or I could take the safe option and do one about my pet.
Or you could toss for it. Heads or tails?
I haven't got a coin.
I didn't mean tossing a coin.
Certainly not. Anyway, guinea pigs haven't got tails.
Oh, count yourself lucky, old chap.
Haven't you got any homework to do?
Sure, buckets.
I think I've just had an idea for a study aid. Did I see a colander in your kitchen?
Depression and the blues is something we all experience from time to time. Particular events such as the loss of a loved one, a betrayal, the teenage quest for identity, the middle-aged anxiety of things left undone, all can leave us unable to face life for a while. Here are 5 simple steps to making a start on rediscovering the cheerful you. Take just 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes? Well, I'll give it 5 minutes a day. I don't want to be really jolly. Step 1. Every morning at the start of the day, look at yourself in the mirror. Without makeup, hair gel, or any artificial additive, say aloud to your reflection the following words. Oh, hang on. Yuck. Anyone who looks at themselves first thing in the morning without any artificial additives deserves to be depressed. You're exquisite, fine, and beautiful. You can achieve anything you want to achieve. You're a part of the universe, and most of all, you are you. You are you. I worked that one out when I was a baby. I didn't know that feeling depressed meant you thought your Princess Di or something. Who are these people? Ah, it's American. That explains it. You're exquisite, fine, and beautiful. You can achieve anything you want to. You're part of the universe, and most of all, you are you. Doesn't exactly make you want to get up and dance with joy. Better try step 2, I think. Step 2. Get into the habit of being nice to people. Find something kind and positive to say to each of those you love. Parent, sibling, or significant other. Their joy being valued by you will reflect back to your soul. True happiness is in loving others and knowing that we too are loved. Yeah, right, I can just see it. But, Arthur, my own dear little brother, I would just like to let you know how greatly I admire your happy refusal to have anything to do with the boring nuts and bolts of everyday life, like cleanliness and good manners. You are unique. I love you for that, Arthur.
Whatever it is you're talking about, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. I wasn't anywhere near. You're not going to kiss me, are you?
I tried. Step 3. Harmonize your body to the forces of nature. Take a pot of natural yogurt, crystal glass, full moon or high tide, bare feet. Bare feet? Is this what depressed is? Are there really people who are so sad they will actually get to step 5? Whew. Not me.
It must be Grayson's alarm clock. Mind you, he did ask Mum if he could set it up. And I can't complain too much. He made me a study aid for my alien speech. Serena? What's the matter? She probably can't find her avocado and prune lightly moisturizing facial scrub.
Who is it? What's happened?
I've got a spot!
Spot! I thought the ceiling had fallen in. Don't worry about it now. You can borrow some of my face pack after school. Mud You Like, or whatever it's called.
Serena, get a move on.
Well now, today it would be wise to steer clear of small radio-controlled objects with wheels.
Now you tell me.
Or better still, it would be wise to allow them to steer clear of you. Learn from your experiences. Go placidly through life's troubled waters. Use the paddle of perseverance to bring you safe to the harbor of true content. And most of all, don't speak to any little green men.
Little green men? Hey, does that include limeys?
You're not taking this seriously, are you? Well, just make sure a big flat stone doesn't fall on you. And remember, not to go near any cherry trees with an axe.
Sure, it has happened.
Can't see any spots.
Yeah, I've covered it up.
What with? Cement?
Now you two, Dad and I are taking Grayson to see Stonehenge today so he can get on with his project. Will you make sure you've got your keys with you in case we're not back by the time we get home from school?
Okay.
And will you take Jasper for a walk when you get back?
Okay.
And don't forget Arthur's due back from France today.
Who?
Your little brother? Yeah? The one with beetles in his pocket?
Oh, him. Oh, I was hoping they wouldn't let him back into the country on account of being a hazard to public health.
The bus will drop him off here sometime after 4:30.
Maybe we won't recognize him. Maybe he'll come back in a striped jersey with a berry and a baguette under his arm.
You taking money on that?
The big excitement of the year, the school photo. You would not believe the suffering we had to endure to get this simple picture. A part of your own personal history woven into the fabric of school life. You will look back upon this day, this moment of time frozen forever, and you will remember, boys and girls, that these were among the most important days of your life. Remember our school motto? I am the vine and you are the branches. Yes, we are all part of each other, linked by our shared experience of being one united community. And if you show up in that bizarre costume you choose to call school uniform, Damien Perkins, you can expect to spend the entire afternoon in my study. Understood? 2 days before the picture, there was a uniform purge. Anyone caught without a tie or with the wrong colour jumper was sent home with a note and a stern warning to make sure they turned up for school properly attired in future. Then, the day before, there was a makeup and jewellery purge. You could set up a shop with all the earrings, necklaces and bracelets that have been confiscated so far. And that's just the boys. On the actual morning of the oh-so-casual photograph of a typical school community, there was a chewing gum purge. Teachers sprang out from nowhere with a bin in one hand and a mad glint in their eyes. There was a single command: spit it out. It was quite disgusting. Rows of people spitting out pink and grey blobs into buckets. But finally, the moment came for the big event. The teachers put on their gowns. These apparently show exactly how clever they are, and show that the head case, head of science, is much cleverer than the basket case, and has a much nicer robe. He was put on the end next to Baywatch, head of PE, so he would look as ugly as possible. Now, let's have a look. Where am I? Oh, at least I look normal. Serena's dead easy to spot, of course. Just look for the one that seems to have lost her glasses in the same place she lost her marbles. What's the matter, Jasper? Hasn't anyone taken you for a walk yet? Can I go for a walk?
Oh. Don't forget to take Jasper for a walk.
Come on then, Jasper. Let's see how much mud we can get on my school uniform. Are you coming?
No. Far too much homework to do.
Come on, Jasper. Come on, boy. Come on. She means she's going to zip straight upstairs and slap on Mum's face pack. Jasper, come here, boy. Yeah.
Ah, bliss. Oh, I could spend all day like this. Oh no, she wasn't got my key. Oh, that's why can't you remember your key? It's bad enough when you pinch my deodorant.
Excuse me. Hi. I'm Orlando Fitch, Grayson's brother.
Yeah, he would be.
You must be Serena.
How do you do? Please, come in.
I'm just in London, passing through.
Huh. Please excuse the stage makeup. I have my little sister with a school project on aliens. She's trying to imagine what they might look like, you know, with the appropriate props.
Haha, very impressive.
Yeah. This way. Do sit down. I'll make her some tea.
Oh, yeah, I'd like that. But please, take that stuff off your face first. My sister left one on too long once. Practically had to sandblast her out of it. Oh, and I brought these for Mrs. Wild.
Oh, lovely. Excuse me. Why does this always happen to me? I've never been so humiliated in my entire life.
So, this is what you look like.
We'll have some tea and you can tell me all about yourself. Oh, excuse me. Can't you just for once remember your key?
Bonjour, c'est moi. Je reviens.
Yeah, I was afraid it might be. You wouldn't like to go straight back, would you? What's with the smell?
Oh, it's the French cheese we brought back to Mum and Dad.
Oh. Orlando, this is the, Arthur, my little brother.
Enchanté. Oh, I'm sorry. I'd forgotten about the slug. I found it outside. It's one of the biggest I've ever seen. I was going to look it up in my book.
Really?
Slugs are very interesting, you know.
You don't say.
Orlando, should we go and finish our tea? And you can go and have a bath.
Why?
And get rid of that slug.
Why?
Just do it.
Why?
I'll show you where you can wash your hands. You know, I've always wanted to visit the States. Cape Cod sounds really fascinating. Do you tell me about it?
Oh, it's just a fishing village, really. My parents go there every year. And I sometimes go there, you know, to our home, to relax.
Uh-huh. So, how many homes have you got? Excuse me. It's you, Grayson. What a surprise.
We met Natalie and Jasper on the way back, and we had fish and chips for supper, the famous English dish.
Mum and Dad are putting the car away.
Hey, kid!
Bro, what are you doing here?
It's a long story. I'll tell you later.
Natalie, let me introduce you to my brother Orlando. This is Natalie, who's been helping me with my school project. How do you do?
Glad to know you.
So, you brought fish and chips for supper?
Your mom said we were passing the best chippy in the area.
Well, why don't you go and put them in the kitchen? Just when I was trying to look sophisticated.
It was really creepy, because when I got home, I went upstairs to dump my things in my room and wipe the slug off my hand, and everything looked all different. It was clean, and I couldn't find the jam dolls I'd been growing mold in, and the dead mouse had disappeared from the back of my drawer, and the bed was made, and everything smelled of air freshener. Yuck. So Mum must have come in and tidied it up, and that made me cross. But Mum's like that. She can't help it. And then I noticed all these new things, shirts and socks and things, folded up, and this flight bag. So I thought maybe Mum had bought me all these new presents because she missed me. Except, why didn't she buy me the bag before I went away? And then it was really scary, because I found these pyjamas under the pillow, and they weren't mine. They said Grayson Fitch on a name tape, and it was just like a horror film. Like Mum and Dad had got rid of me and got a different son instead, because they didn't like me anymore. And I was really frightened, just for a bit. But it was all right in the end, because I found out Grayson was only staying in my room. But I was still cross, because he was in my room and he hadn't asked. But he said he found a dead rat in my drawer, and he threw it away, and he thought he was being really, really helpful. But it was my dead mouse, so I took his slippers out of his bag and I put worms in them, and that made me feel a lot better.
Well, at least we had enough for 7.
Yep, bang went my double helping.
It's a perfect quick meal, actually.
Except you have to get rid of the smell afterwards.
No, I think that's the cheese Arthur brought back from France.
Oh. Well, go and put this lot in the bin, give next door's cat a thrill. Where's Orlando going to be sleeping?
In the study. I made a bed up for him on the sofa.
Oh, that'd be handy for him. That way he can call up the New York Stock Exchange on the internet if he feels so inclined.
What on earth did you put in the washing machine?
Arthur's clothes.
Yes! Okay, that means you owe me £1,100, please.
How can anybody have 3 houses on Park Lane at this stage of the game?
It's a gift.
Don't worry, Serena. I'll lend you some money.
Oh, Orlando, would you really?
Sure. At a rate of interest to be decided.
Actually, I think I'm much better at chess.
Oh, how nice. Come in, Miss Burdett. Mr.
Fanshawe. Gervais Fanshawe.
Well, we can't stay too long, Mrs. Wild, but we wanted you to have these.
Oh, how lovely.
And we wanted you to be the first to know that Gervais and I are engaged.
Oh, what wonderful news. You must tell Arthur.
And we've got a little present for him.
I think this calls for a celebration. Here's to you. All the best.
Yeah, happy days and an understanding bank manager.
So when are you going to have the wedding?
Well, we thought this summer, basically as soon as we can get it organised, but once the term's finished, of course.
Oh, what?
Oh, dear. It's been playing up for some time, I'm afraid, ever since
you rescued the Russian hamster from behind it.
Oh, dear. I'd better have a look at it.
Me too. I'm an engineer.
Shall we leave them to it? Have you decided what to wear?
Well, I think I'd like a long dress, silk or satin, in ivory or cream.
Yuck. Oh, ivory and cream are awfully conventional colours. I mean, have you considered purple or indigo, possibly scattered with gold and silver stars?
Really, Serena, most brides like to wear pale colours. My dress was beautiful. Long, white lace. With a train.
Your mother had a locomotive at her wedding. Are you going to wear a veil, Miss Burdett?
Yuck.
Arthur, why don't you go to your room and open your present?
Okay.
We were asking about a veil.
Well, yes, I've been thinking about that. You see, my mother's still got hers, so that could be my something borrowed.
And Miss Badette's something blue could be Gervais, if he gets married in his fireman's uniform.
Wow, cool. I can't get a look in. What was her gift? Giant African millipedes, look.
Have you thought about flowers?
Well, I thought roses would be nice. Shades of pink. From palest pink through to deepest pink.
Aha! I think we've cracked it, Mrs. Wild.
An unfortunate choice of phrase.
Tell me, how could large amounts of mud, grit, tiny pebbles and bits of grass have possibly got into the outpipe?
Well, how was the wart supposed to know that it wasn't a good idea to put his muddy wellies in the washing machine? Gervais was very good about it. He said unbunging our plumbing was the least he could do since we'd brought him and Miss Badette together again. And Orlando told Serena it was an experience he'd treasure forever. He and Grayson leave at the weekend, so we're going paintballing to give them a send-off. And Serena's invited Sarah Wiggins and Jamie Cotmore, so it should be very interesting.
Goodness only knows what kind of impression Orlando's going to take back with him to America.
You vacuumed all the carpets, didn't you?
Well, I don't think he noticed the carpet.
Aha! That's what I've been saying all along. Noticing carpets is not a man kind of thing. I mean, I've been living in this house 18 years. I honestly don't think I can remember what colour the landing...
No. What I'm trying to say is, Orlando knocks on our front door. It's opened by our daughter wearing a face pack. She puts a colander on her head and pretends to be an alien. Our son arrives home speaking French and crushes a slug into his hand. Next thing he knows, a fireman arrives at the door with a box of African millipedes. You must think we live in a madhouse.
Yeah, but a very welcoming one, not to mention cheap. I mean, frankly, given that your pal Peg Billboard...
Meg Tillyard,
dropped Grayson in our laps at 24 hours' notice with no opt-out clause, I don't think she or the Fitches or anybody else has got the right to complain about our household, even if we choose to run around in chicken suits singing Rule Britannia.
Even so.
Hey, how big do you think the insects are in Moose Crinkle, New Hampshire?
Sorry?
What about this? See, we take Arthur to Heathrow. We stick him on a plane for New York. We ring up your friend Meg and tell her that he's arriving in 6 hours and could she put him up for a fortnight? So we shell out 200 quid on the airfare and we save about 300 on food and laundry bills.
You are mean. Poor old Arthur. Poor old Meg.